Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I just want to tell you that it's very hard to get back in the swing of things. I'm having a really hard time. My husband is doing good. He seems to be feeling a lot better. He hasn't had any more episodes. His blood work came back great. They got his potassium back up where it needed to be. So he did have a little bit of a UTI, but they gave him antibiotics for that. But as far as his heart, right now everything looks good. So we're thanking the good Lord above for that, and thanking you guys for praying for us so much. I'm just, like I said, I guess I've been away for a while, and everything going on, and now I'm just having a really hard time getting back in the swing of it. I've got so many things on my mind that I want to make, but I sit down here and I start. I'm going to show you just the different things that I've started, and it's like I lay them down and I can't. Let's see, I've got some more things over here. It's all of these things I want to show you guys, and I don't know, I get started and then I just stop. It's like I don't want to do it. Well, where's my tag? There it is. I've got some tags that I wanted to show you. I've got some ink dyed. These are those manila folders that I wanted to show you guys. This is just a little thing that I was working on. It's like an insert that you can put in the in your journals or mini albums, and the paper just folds out, so you have lots of room to write, that kind of thing, and it just folds back up. And I have just got it hinged with some of that. This is some of that, I can't remember what it's called. Let me look. Maybe if I just talk to you guys a little bit, that'll help me. Maybe that'll help me. This is what someone sent me. I still don't know what it is. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to see if my screen is going crooked or not. But anyway, this is a very thin, I want to call it organza, but I don't know if that's what it is. But that's what I've got it hinged with. And thank you to the person that sent that to me. And then I was just going to make this a little insert. I was going to stitch around it and do some inking in that and make that a little insert for the journal. This is just a tag that I started out. I haven't finished it. I was going to make a pocket on it, and then I was going to make a tuck in the side. I've got that far on that. This is just a piece of scrap paper that I found, and I had some napkins laying here and some book page, and I put book page in the background. Maybe you can see that, because I really didn't want this showing through the napkin. So I put book page in the background, and then I put the napkin over it, and then I just spread on some gesso, a real light layer of gesso, because I wanted to kind of tone that down. And I plan on using these for just like, I could cut out tags out of them or pockets, whatever. I can make tons of those. You guys have sent me so many napkins that I'm trying to come up with different ways to use them, and this is just one of them. I did put a little too much gesso right there, and you don't have to put gesso on it, you could leave it, but I wanted to tone that color down just a little bit so I could use it in a journal that I'm making right now. It's more of a black and brown and white kind of journal. So started on that. You can see all the things I've started on. I did start dyeing some of the doilies that we have. I started dyeing on those, so I did a little stack of those. I'm telling you, it's just being really, really hard to get back in it. And then this, oh, let me reach over here. I started on this. This is one of those file folders that I just put a little bit of, smeared some, I put some water and some ink together, some of those re-inkers, and I just smeared it on here to kind of color it up a little bit. And then I cut out a V, and I'm planning on making that just like an insert. This will be a pocket. No, this will be actually a page for my journal. And then I'll put some pockets in here, and there'll be a pocket here and a pocket here. So, I mean, there's tons of things that I want to work on. It's just, I'm like, I get started and then I just stop. So, anyway, let's see what we can do. Like I said, maybe just talking to you guys will help me a little bit. I'm thinking that it will. Now, this is some paper that I have in my stash, and it is 8.5 by 11. It's just the regular cardstock paper. I need another folder like this. This one is just about full. This is my little ephemera folder, and this one is about full. I need to spread out some of these things and it will be full. But I need to make another one of these for all the butterflies that you guys have sent me, so I can separate my butterflies out. So I thought that might be something that we could work on. It'll be kind of mindless. It may not be too interesting to you, I don't know. But I thought that might be something I could work on, that, you know, I could just sit here and talk to you guys and put it together. I'm going to do the pages first, and then we'll do the cover maybe later on in the week. But, you know, hopefully this will be okay with you guys. If you don't want to watch this, then that is fine. I totally understand. But I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some things, you know, that are going on, and things that just kind of bring me to a screeching halt when things like this happens. I am not as strong a person as most of you guys probably think I am. I have a weakness when it comes to my family. When my family gets sick or gets down, I am totally just devoted to them, and it's hard for me to think about anything that I want to do or anything that even I need to do. You should see my house. My house really needs cleaning, but I totally just forget about all that stuff, and I just concentrate on my family. And right now, my son-in-law, Melina's husband, is very sick, so keep him in your prayers if you will. He is very, very sick, so it's been just kind of a boom, boom, boom situation lately, and like I said, it's hard for me to get back in the swing, but we're going to try. I'm going to try a little bit. Alright, so all I did is I just folded this in half. This is going to be the size of my new ephemera folder. So I folded these in half, and I've cut a few of them. And I'm going to round the corners, because I did that, if I can find my corner rounder. I did that in my other one, and I liked the corners rounded. Let me see if I can get some of this stuff out this one. So we're going to round the corners. The plus through all of this is my thumb has gotten a lot better. I guess because I haven't been using it that much. So it has gotten a lot better. But, you know, I don't think about that too much. Like I said, I just kind of shut down and devote myself and my energy to my family when things like this happen. So, alright, now what we're going to do is, so that is 8.5. Now I need some pockets that are pretty deep, because I'm going to show you some of my dilemma here. Here are some of the butterflies. This is just one pack. And you can see some of them are very large. And then I have some that are smaller. So I'll make some large ones and some small ones. So probably what I'll do is the bottom one, I'll probably make it about 3 inches. So let's just start with that. So it needs to be 3 by 5.5. So this is just some vellum that I have. So we're going to make it 3 tall. And then 5.5. And once I get 1 or 2 of these cut, then we'll just talk. We'll just chat. Okay. So that's going to be my bottom one right there. And then the next one, I need to skip a little bit. I usually skip about 1 inch from the top of that one to the next one. I think on the next one I'm going to make it 2 inches. And then this top one I'll make it a small one. So let's do a 2 inch. And there's no, you know, real rhyme or reason to this. I just kind of look at it and measure and see what I need. So there is the 2 inch one. And then this top one, let's see, we'll skip another inch. Let me do this. I'm going to put that one. I'm going to kind of lay them where they need to be so I can measure pretty close to correct. It doesn't have to be accurate. There's no rule. Okay, then the next one, I think we'll make it 1 inch. So, and I keep these little pieces because I can always use those later on something else. So I just keep those. Okay, there's 1 inch and 5.5. Now these little ones are a little bit fiddly, but they all still go together the same way. Also, my desk is a total wreck. Usually I clean up after every project, but there again, I have not wanted to clean up. I've not wanted really to do anything as far as what I want to do. I've not wanted to do any of my stuff. Okay, I'm gonna round. Let's see, all I need to round is this bottom one, but I need a scrap piece of paper to put here. I'm just going to drag this one over because the vellum doesn't like to punch, so just put a scrap piece of paper in behind it, then it'll punch pretty good. And then on this top one, we need to punch just that top corner. So we'll put it down here. And punch it like that. Okay. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my art glitter glue. This holds really well on the vellum, but I also sew mine too. So, but you don't have to sew it. It's just up to you. If you want to just use your glue, that's fine. Now, I like to run just a little tiny bead around through there, and then I go back and I just kind of press it into the vellum, and hopefully, let's see, I've got a tissue somewhere. What did I do with my tissue? It's right there. It's hanging on my door here. And then I just put this down like that, and you could use white background paper if you wanted to. I just had extra of this paper and I thought, why not? It'll work. And then I take my bone folder and I just press that in really, really well. And it seems to grab and hold pretty good. And then if you have a little bit extra on the edges, once that is dry, then I'll trim that off. But that is it. That's our first little pocket there. Now this one, sorry about that, my phone is dinging. I'm so afraid to turn my phone off because of things that are going on around us. And so I try to leave my phone on, but I apologize for the dinging all the time. I turned it down really low, so hopefully it won't. Now this one we're going to put on in the middle. So, as most of you know, my husband had the AFib. It wasn't a defib, thank the Lord, but it was an AFib. He has a pacemaker and a defibrillator because he has heart failure, plus he has had major heart surgery that, you know, they really wasn't thinking that he would ever make it through his heart surgery. He had that in 2005 because his heart was enlarged, that it filled up so much that it filled up the whole cavity of his chest. And so they were planning on doing a heart transplant because his mitral valve had completely disintegrated. But they were able to do the repair. Much prayer on that, and they were able to do the repair. But he still has an enlarged heart, and he has a heart failure. He has, I just put the glue on the wrong side of that one. Did you watch me? Yep, I did. Let me wipe that off. After he had his surgery, and he was in the hospital, he was in UAB in Birmingham, Alabama, and after he had his heart surgery, he had a, let me think of what it's called, an aorta dissection. So his aorta, he had a blood clot that came from it. I wouldn't have had to round that corner. That came from it and went to his kidney and shut his kidneys down. So he had complete kidney failure. And I don't know what all else. I'm right now my mind is just blank on some of that stuff. But we were in ICU for 34 days with them telling me that he probably wouldn't live to see morning. Every day I got told that. And every day we would just have that many more people praying. But thank the Lord, he did live to see morning, and he has lived to see 15 years. But you know, he takes lots and lots of medicine. He does have many issues still. But, you know, we're just thanking the Lord that so far things have been going pretty good. I mean, he's had some slight episodes before, nothing as severe as this one was. But, you know, he's had a few before. He did have some, let's see, he had blood work done, a complete BMP done on Tuesday of last week. It came back Friday. They seemed to think that everything looked pretty good. His kidney function was at a normal, you know, at his normal. He doesn't have complete kidney function, but he has a normal range that he needs to stay in. And then they said his heart looked pretty good, so that was good. They sent it to his doctors in Birmingham, and they excuse me, they have read over everything, and they're wanting him to go for one more test, so we'll probably end up doing that probably tomorrow. Right today it is storming here big time, and we have to drive a good ways to get those tests done, so he'll probably be doing that tomorrow. And he got his stitches out of his head where he fell, and he didn't cut his head, he actually just ruptured his head. It just burst from the impact of the fall. And so he got those stitches out on Friday, and they said the cut looked really good. It had healed up well, no issues. So that was a plus. So yeah, it's it's been a little bit of a week. But, you know, it could be a lot worse. And I know you guys, I have read so many of your comments, and I apologize for not being able to respond to your comments. Like I said, I've just been doing just what I have to do and maintaining some sense of balance around here. But, and I've read the comments, I have. And I know some of you guys have got the same issues with your husbands. Some of you have the same issues with your wives. It's all over. You know, I'm not the only one that has any of these issues, and I definitely do not think that I am. I know everybody, and it could be a lot worse. So I'm just thankful. But I wanted to share some of that with you guys, because I know that, you know, it's like when I watch somebody else's videos for a period of time, and then all of a sudden they come up missing, and I get to wondering what happened to them, and I want to know, are they okay? Is everything going smoothly? Is there a problem? You know, I get to wanting to know that too. So I understand that you want to know, and I don't mind sharing. I don't mind sharing that. I really don't. And my husband doesn't mind me sharing. He's always told me, you know, you share what you want to share on there. It's up to you. So I know he doesn't mind me sharing that, so I just wanted to let you guys know that we're still good. We're you know, keep staying close together. He very seldom goes anywhere without me with him. I usually drive him everywhere, just until we can kind of see how things are going and make sure that, well, there's no way we can make sure this is not going to happen again, but we can definitely just kind of keep our eye on him for a period of time. And my girls just, you know, their daddy is their life, I'm telling you. They're so close to their daddy. And my girls both said, Mom, you do not let him drive anywhere. We'll either drive him or you know, if you can't drive him, we'll drive him. But don't let him drive by himself, because if he has one of those episodes and he's in the car, then it could be really, really bad. So right now we're just all taking turns. If he needs to go somewhere, to the doctor or whatever, we drive him. But mainly we're just staying at home. We're just, I mean, he doesn't need to be exposed to the coronavirus either. So we're just kind of staying in and hopefully staying away from that. So that's kind of the update. I hope that's okay with you guys. Like I said, this video may be really, really boring for you, because it's not really a video tutorial that, you know, that teaches you a lot. I think I've already done one of these on camera, so you guys probably know how to do these. But this is something that I could do that was kind of mindless, and I didn't have to think about it a lot. If I had to do something that I really had to think about and measure and all of that, I don't think I could do it right now. This is, once you get your placement of these and your measurements, it's just kind of mindless from there. So that is 2 pages right there. So that is this page, this page. Then you can flip it over and you can do these pages. So you'll have 4 pages already done. Now this one crinkled a little bit because I did have that glue on the wrong side, but that'll straighten out in time, especially when I get my book together. Now what I like to do is I like to measure to make sure that I get these and these the same size, because when you sew, you're going to sew, if you sew, and you don't have to sew these, like I said, this should hold fine, but I like the stitching look. You're going to sew down through here, of course, and across the bottom, and then you're going to go right across the bottom of these, and of course when you sew these down, it's also going to sew in here. So I like to try to get these, especially this one, even on the other side. So when I start to put them down, I kind of make sure that I can get them as even as possible. So that way when I stitch across the bottom of here to close up this bottom, I'm also closing up these on the inside too. So let's grab another piece of vellum. I think I used all of that one, except the scraps. Oh, every time I pick something up off my desk, everything else falls. Now, we're going to cut this down to 3 and 2 and 1, I think it was. 3. These little booklets, ephemera booklets, are really good to store your ephemera in, where you can just open it up and see what you have. I can't stand to rummage through a big pile of things, and that's why this was getting on my nerves, because all these are butterflies, and I was just having to constantly dig in there to find what I wanted, or to find which one, which color, and it was driving me crazy. So I thought, I've got to make another journal, so I might as well just turn the camera on and go ahead and make one. Now you can use anything for the background on these. I'm using this paper, like I said, because I had extra, and this is a pretty thick paper. You don't need to use a flimsy paper. You need to use a pretty thick paper. This is probably, I'd say this is probably maybe 160 GSM. So that's a good size. You don't need to use anything that's thinner. Alright, so we're just going to put some glue on this one. Now we know this one's going to go straight at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about really measuring on this one that much. And I did round that one corner there. And I've got to find my towel. Hold on. Well, I've got a piece of a towel. I think I about used my towels up that I had out here. And I just do that, and then I make sure that I go over it with my bone folder. And that just kind of presses that glue into the vellum and into the paper. Now on this one is the one that I need to make sure that I put it in the right place. And you see, I can see that other one just a little bit sticking out there. That's why I don't like to trim it off. So just leave it a little bit long, and then you can lay this one down right at the same place that one is, and then you'll have both of those at the same location. Makes it a whole lot easier. The other one that I didn't measure a lot on that, and I got a couple of them that are a little bit off, but it's not a big deal. They're fine. I still use them. But so leaving that one a little bit long helps a lot. And then you can line this one up with that one, and then just lay that down. And I just kind of, I turn it like this to see if I can get it as straight as I can with my space here. There again, doesn't have to be perfect, just pretty straight. So I'll probably put in this one, I will probably put about, let's see, how many pages? See, this one I've got sticking out just a little bit, so I can put this one right in line with that one. I may put about 10 pages in this one, so that would be 40 different sheets, front and back. Now again, you don't have to round the corner on this top one. I don't know why I did on that other one. I wasn't thinking, which is normal. Alright, so we're going to line that one up right there, and then I'm just going to turn it this way to make sure that I get it pretty even. From all of my space in here is pretty even. It looks pretty good. And then again, can make sure that we run that over it. And now we need to cover this side, and here again you can just go right straight across with this. So I think I've got a little bit more right here. So if you want to go ahead and get all of your vellum cut first, then you could do that. And if you don't want to use vellum, you could use plastic. Plastic is just a little bit harder to get to stick. You definitely probably would have to sew your plastic, but vellum has always worked fine for me. You can see through it, and it's pretty easy to get to glue. So, and it stitches. You can sew through it really well, so I don't have a problem with that. But, and I'm probably just going to do the one page with you guys today, and then I will, I don't know what I'll do after that, but you know, like I said, mainly this was just wanting to come on and give you guys an update and just talk to you a little bit. I need to talk to get back in the swing of things. That just helps me. So I wanted to do that. That was my main goal for this. Not that I'm showing you anything that's earth-shattering or brand new, but it's just, this is going to be something basically for me to use. And then hopefully, I've had lots of people who have asked me how I did that other one, the other one that I show all the time that I'm pulling my butterflies and things out of, and stamps and words, and so maybe this will help you, the ones of you who haven't made one. Maybe it will help you. Okay, we've got those cut, so we're going to put those down. Let me know in the comments below what helps motivate you when you get in kind of a little bit of a funk. I know there's different reasons why different people get in the little funks, as I call them, but let me know. I know everybody probably has been there. I've been there more than once probably, but just let me know what motivates you, what gets you back going. I have been watching YouTube videos like crazy. My husband likes to watch westerns, and sometimes I can watch one with him, and then most of the time it's like, ugh, I don't want to watch it. I like them, but I don't like them as much as he does. So I've been watching lots of YouTube while I'm sitting there with him. And YouTube usually inspires me a lot. But I've had a hard time just getting back going. So I need to know some tips and tricks. Let me know if there's anything that you do that inspires you, gets you back motivated. Because like I said, I know I'm not the only one that has gone through things like this. I know a lot of you have gone through much, much worse. And it seems that you still just keep plugging on, and you guys are my heroes. All right. So, I think that one's in the right spot. Let me look over here. Yep. Now, these are ready to do the stitching on. Well, once the glue dries. I don't stitch until the glue dries well. But I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of trimming and just trim off any excess that I've got around through here. I don't need that showing now. Sorry guys, that is my phone. Like I said, I don't want to turn it off, so I hope it's not bugging you to death. So there we are. There are 4 pages. Got 3 pockets on this side, 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So that's 12 pockets already. So I guarantee you that's going to hold quite a few butterflies. Now the larger ones, see what I'll do is I'll put them down here like this. I'll just go ahead and put a few in here, and then I'll pull them back out when I start to stitch. You want to put the larger ones in the larger pockets, and then the small ones you want to put up in the small pockets. So let's say, okay, we've got these that I got from someone, and what I would do, these have got the sticky on the back, and what I would do with these is just kind of cut them out in a little row, like that, and then I'll just stick them down in there like they are, if you wanted to leave that sticky on the back of them, and just stick them down in there like they are, like that. So that works right there. And I could put another layer on top of those. But that just shows you a little bit how you can use these. And like I said, then what I will do is I'll separate out all of my different colors. Like I'll put browns in here, and pinks in another side, and blues in another side. That way I'll have them separated. When I need to use them, I'll know where to go and pull that color. But I'm going to stitch around this, and then what I'm going to do is I will make probably about 9 more of these sheets, and then later on in the week we'll come back and we will make the cover, and I will show you how we do the cover. So I'll make the cover, and then we'll put these in the cover. And I'm going to make it a little bit different than this one. This one I just did no spine. It just has the pages sewn right directly in, and there is no dimension to the spine at all. But on this one I'm going to make a spine. I'm probably going to have about a 2-inch spine, so I'll show you how we do that. Make a spine and then sew our sheets in there. So let me let this dry and stitch this, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's stitched. Well, I have these stitched, and boy am I out of practice on stitching. I I actually let it hang on something. I let that one right there hang and it tore it just a tiny bit. My stitches I went crooked with. I'm just out of practice. But it's going to be fine. They're going to be okay. That, I'll just put a little piece of washi at the top if nothing else. And that will kind of hold that in place. So it's not a biggie. But I'm definitely out of practice. I'm just cutting all those excess strings off. Just so that I don't get those hung on anything. And I just had brown thread in my sewing machine, so I just went ahead and used what was in there. I figured the brown would go okay with this background anyway. So that is the stitching done on it. Now in the center here, let me go ahead and get that. I had my sewing machine clogged up at one time. I just had a time. But we got it done. On the center right here, what I did is I went ahead and did a zigzag stitch, and that picked up both sides. Instead of having to do one straight stitch here and then one over here, I just did a zigzag and it picked up both of them. So it closed off both of those sides. So you've got this pocket closed off, this one closed off, these two and these two. So you're ready to put your ephemera in, and like I said, that piece right there is going to straighten out once I get it in the book. So that these will hold my brown ones down here, and maybe these will hold my blue ones, and maybe over here we'll have some pink like that. Let's see what else we can put in here. There's a big pink one. See, some of these are just huge, so that's why I had to do something. They were really big. There's another pink one. And I wanted to get them so, number one, they'd be really protected, and then two, I could look in here and just grab whatever color I'm wanting to use. So let's put, there's that pink one. And you can stick them in a little bit at an angle, that way you don't have to worry about having to try to dig in there to pull them out. And if you have one that's a little smaller, you can just put it up there like that. And then here's another one that's pretty large. There's a green one. We haven't put a green one in yet. We'll probably put the green one over here. Looks like I've got a lot of pink. And then put the brown one here. And then there's a tiny brown one, so we don't want to put him down in the bottom. If you put him in here, you're going to have a hard time getting him out. So I like to put those at a different spot. So let's just put a few of these in here, and then I'll show you how this comes together. And if you want to put your smaller ones up front and your larger ones at the back, you can do that too. And then I just kind of alternate them. Let's see, that is, I guess that would qualify as brown. We'll put it in the top like that. This one would qualify as green, I think. So I'll put that one down in the back. And then I'm just going to put this at a little bit of a different angle, since it's got more colors in it than just green. There's a brown one that's not very large, so we'll put him, I think he'll be okay right there. So this is going to hold lots and lots of butterflies. Now I won't have to worry about trying to dig in this little container to find them. Look at that. There's a cute little green one. There's a brown one. Brown one. Let's see, we'll put him right there. Let me move some of these off of here so you can see. Let's just grab the green ones and we'll put them over here. So this one will be totally dedicated to maybe butterflies, and I might even put birds in here too if I have enough room. Butterflies and birds. That way we should have plenty of room for both. And then that one will go in there. Got more brown ones. And see, that's got a little yellow in there, so I'll just kind of tuck him to the side so I can see him, like that. That one is real similar to that one, so we'll put that one there. And then there's another one that has a little bit of yellow in it, so we'll stick him in there. And these look like, let's see, these are more pinks. Okay, so talking to you guys has got me motivated a little bit more. I do admit it's got me going a little bit. So I appreciate you guys listening. Even if this is not something you wanted to watch, I appreciate you listening. That helps me a lot. Knock my water over. Glad the top was on that. Let's see if we have any more loose ones in here. Oh, that is a huge one. I don't think that one will go in here. These really big ones, I'll probably just leave those down in here. That will work. We'll just put a few more in and then we'll probably move on. Let's see. These are kind of pinks and different colors, and some of these are really tiny. See, all of those are basically the same, so I'm just going to tuck those in, one right behind the other. Some of these I think someone punched and sent to me. So there we go. Tuck all those in. And then these little tiny ones, I will probably put those up here. And I just kind of put them in sideways, and I leave a little wing hanging out. That way I can pull on them and grab them out of there when I need them. I don't interfere with the vellum that way, like that. Let's see. There's another one right there. And I've got a little punched place that I'll put these. It's so funny, every time I move something, something falls off my desk. Alright, there's a couple more in here, I think. I'm going to get those out. That. And then, just right now I'm finding the loose ones. And then after we get the loose ones, then we can go on with the ones that are in packs. These came from Judy, and I'm thinking that she might have made these. They're very pretty. She did a good job. Look at that. That's pretty. I think I'll put that on the green right there. We don't have a purple sheet yet, so we'll wait on that one. We don't have a yellow. We do have a pink. Pink, pink, pink. Put that one right there. We have a blue, so we'll put that one in there. You gotta get back in there, little baby. There's a brown, and then there's that color we don't have in here yet. Now I may have to take some of these out when I start stitching this in. I'm not sure. I may not. It may stitch in just fine. I stitched my other one in when I had different things in there. So, but that just gives you an idea of how you can make your ephemera storage. And you can make one for your butterflies, one for your tags, just like I have one for the stamps. And that way on this one, the one that I have here, I can separate some of these things out. Like these need to be separated out, and some of these need to be separated out and redone. So these are all the words. And then, you know, these are some Tim Holtz things. My stamps are pretty well separated. These I need to separate over here. And then these are pretty well separated. And then I have these that I can put my other stamps in. And then these, I'll pull these butterflies out and put those in my butterfly thing here. And then I'll be able to separate out my vintage tickets and things like that in this one. So that is all I'm going to do today. Like I said, I just basically needed to come on here and chat with you guys, and I hope that's okay with you. So if you want to go ahead and get some pages like this made up, just like I said, these were 8.5 by 11. I just folded them in the center, and then you saw how I made my little pockets here. If you want to go ahead and make you some of these up, then later on in the week we'll go ahead and make the cover, and we'll make another ephemera journal. Alright guys, thank you so much, and thank you for all of your well wishes, your prayers, your comments, everything that you have sent me. I really appreciate it. I did get another little package today, and I'll be showing that. I've got one more coming this week that I know of, and I'll be showing all of those probably on Friday. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Love you.